Good morning all. So hope you all have gone through whatever we have discussed in the last class. The things were a little bit higher, but I hope that the way in which I have explained you will be very easy to understand. Now any one of you is having any doubt in the previous discussion, so he or she can mention over there. Just in the last class, if any one of you is having any doubt, just mention over there, dear. The comment section, mommy. Here, live streaming. So just mention in the comment if any doubt you are having regarding the previous class. No doubt, madam. So all are writing no doubt. So now listen carefully. So just we'll have a quick recap of the things whatever we have discussed in the last class. So in this case, if I'll be asking from any one of you that what is force, just tell me. Any one of you just tell me that what is force. Just tell me, dear. Push and pull as given by Elsa is push and pull is known as force. Now in the last class only I have told you about vector and scalar. Now my question is that here force is a scalar quantity. Force is a scalar quantity as force is having magnitude and direction. So all agree with me or not? Force is a scalar quantity. You are agreeing with me? No, Anushri told no ma'am. The quick answer given by Anushri. Really, here Avdesh also given false. So you all are listening the class very carefully. So yes, your force is not a scalar quantity. Force is a vector quantity. So force is a vector quantity means what? It has direction as well as magnitude. Both are required for it. So those particular part already I have discussed, and just a very simple question I have given you in the last class that today I will be asking you few examples of vector and scalar. So any one of you just mention few examples of vector and scalar from your day-to-day life. Just any one of you mention few examples of vectors and scalar. Ishani has given the answer push and pull on an object is called a force. Really good. Here force is a vector quantity by Nikhil Mena, and here's then Elsa has also given the answer that ma'am vector weight is also a vector. Really good. You know what do you mean by weight? Weight is also a force by which our body is being attracted towards the center of the earth. So here weight is also a vector quantity. Then Aditya Sharma has given the answer electricity, distance, they are the scalar quantity. You know electricity also we are mainly focusing on the direction part, but then also your current, electric current is a vector quantity. Similarly, one more thing dear, your pressure is also your scalar quantity. So in the next class, I want the answer from you people that you go through so many books, you go through different sources and tell me that why your electricity and pressure are under scalar quantities. So pressure, here all are giving the answer. Friction is also a force, so it will be your vector or what? Friction is a kind of force only, na dear? And what is the direction of friction for frictional force? That part we will discuss. Elsa has told madam temperature, speed, they all are your scalar quantity. So I hope that regarding scalar and vector, at least you people is having some idea as a science student. Here time and distance by Anushri, all Mrinal has told vector. Now listen here, time and distance are scalar. Today we will focus that what is the unit? You know that the particular quantities which can be measured are known as physical quantities. And the physical quantities, they are having some unit. Like here, if I will be using the word that height of Mrinal is 22 or 122 kg. This statement is correct. Height of Mrinal is 122 kg. Just tell me, height of Mrinal is 122 kg. Can height be in your kg? No. Depending upon the physical quantities, we are having the different unit, and in different unit you are having first two types of units are there, your fundamental units and the derived units. There are 7 fundamental units. Like for mass we are having the unit kilogram, for time we are having second, for temperature we are having Kelvin, degree Celsius is not the SI unit. If we are talking about the SI unit, that too also of the fundamental quantities, then your temperature is having the SI unit of Kelvin. Similarly we are having luminous intensity candela, then we are having electric current ampere. Already in class 6 book, that blue color box is there, in that only they have written you about the fundamental units, the SI units and all. So here today we will be starting regarding what will be the unit of force. Regarding the unit of force dear, like so many quantities are having their unit. So what will be the unit of force? Just any one of you is having any idea? Oh, Anushri has given the answer, Newton. Based on the famous scientist Sir Isaac Newton, the particular quantity force, the force is having the unit as the SI unit, of force. Like already you have read, there are so many unit system, like you are having MKS, you are having the CGS system. This part already you know na, centigram, centimeter gram, CGS1, FPS1, MKS1, all different systems are there dear. So here mainly we will focus on the SI unit and the CGS1. Here Priyanshu Palo has given the answer, Newton is the SI unit madam and CGS is dyne. Yes, so SI unit of force is your Newton, denoted by capital N. So the SI unit of force is Newton, and here the CGS unit of force. So you have to write down the important notes dear. The CGS unit of force is your dyne. Now, so you people are having the idea about the SI unit and the CGS unit. You know, we can correlate your kilometer to meter. We can correlate kilometer to meter, centimeter and all. So what will be the link between your Newton and dyne? Anushri has given the again answer. 10 to the power 5 dyne equal to 1 Newton. Here Shubhrojit Chaudhary has given the answer, 1 Newton equal to after 1 5 zeros. After 1 5 zeros means what? 1 lakh or 10 lakh? Just tell me, after 1 5 zeros, quick answer. After 1 5 zeros, it will be 1 lakh or 10 lakh? Any one of you? 1 lakh. Devi has given the answer. So here this part is very important for you, that 1 Newton is equal to 10 raised to the power 5. Don't worry, don't get afraid by seeing 10 to the power 5. In maths you know that 10 to the power 5 means what? 5 into 10. If I am writing here that 10 to the power 5 equal to 5 into 10, it is correct? 10 to the power 5 equal to 5 into 10, it is correct or wrong? Just tell me quickly. No. So Alok is giving the answer, Nikhil 1 lakh written, Tanmay, Meena, all are giving the answer no ma'am, really. So you all are very good student here. This is entirely wrong. Here 1 Newton equal to 10 to the power 5 dyne means after 1 means 10 you have to multiply for 5 times. Here 10 into 10 into. Just see the blackboard, that part is visible to you or not? Or I have to change the orientation of the camera. 10 into 10 into 10, that part is visible to you? Yes ma'am, okay dear. So here 1 Newton is equal to 10 to the power 5 dyne, means after 1 there will be 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1 Newton equal to 1 lakh dyne. So if I will be asking you the reverse one, like suppose I will be asking you that if 1 Newton is equal to 10 to the power 5 dyne, then what will be the value of? What will be the value of 1 dyne in terms of Newton? Just tell me quickly. If I will be asking you that 1 dyne in terms of Newton, 1 Newton 10 to the power 5 dyne. Really good, Anushri has given the answer again. And Alok, why 1 lakh? This is the wrong concept you people are having, beta. Like 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter. Thus 1 meter is equal to 1000 kilometer. 1 meter, you know a meter scale? You have seen the meter ruler? How 1 meter will be equal to 1000 kilometer? Your 1 kilometer is equal to 1000 meter. So in this case, if this part is written, then we will be going for next part. The SI unit part written or not? Mention there. SI unit part, unit of force like Newton, then dyne, then 1 Newton equal to 10 to the power 5 dyne. So you have to write down everything in your classwork notebook. Anytime we can ask you to submit the notebooks. So all are written that yes, written. So 1 Newton you have seen that is equal to 10 to the power 5 dyne. If 1 Newton is equal to 10 to the power 5 dyne, then 1 dyne must be equal to 1 upon 10 to the power 5 Newton. And I hope that in maths, your teacher must have started the chapter exponents and power. In class 7th also you are having the chapter exponents and power. Exponents and powers you have read in class 7th? Yes ma'am, good Elsa. So here I can further write down that 1 dyne is equal to 1 upon 10 to the power plus 5. 1 upon 10 to the power plus 5 will become 10 to the power minus 5 Newton. So 1 Newton is equal to 10 to the power 5 dyne, and 1 dyne is equal to 10 to the power minus 5, 10 to the power minus 5 Newton. Now just to check the maths part, I am asking one question from Niyati Sharma. Niyati Sharma, just tell me dear. And every time you have to be active, any one of you will be asking. Here suppose I am having 2 to the power minus 3. 2 to the power minus 3. I want to change this into positive power. I want to change it into positive power. Just tell me what will be the answer. Wrong, Devi Saini, wrong. 2 to the power minus 3 is never equal to minus 8. Never equal to minus 8. Daksh has given the answer. Good. Nikhil Minar, minus 8, wrong. Minus 8 part is wrong. Prerna has told 1 upon 2 whole cube, 1 by 8. Anushri Maheshwari, good. Daksh also good. But others, you listen carefully now. Others, listen carefully. 2 to the power minus 3 can be written as 2 to the power minus 3 can be written as 1 upon 2 to the power plus 3. When minus changes to plus, 1 upon. When minus changes to plus, 1 upon 2 to the power 3. You don't have any right. You don't have any right, any authorization to change the base. The base will remain same dear. The power you are changing to plus. So 1 upon 2 to the power 3. So 1 upon 2 to the power 3 means 1 upon 8. So when negative to positive or positive to negative, 1 upon the same thing you will be writing. Understood now everyone? Like suppose I will be asking you that 6 to the power 5. 6 to the power 5, tell me in the form of negative power. 6 to the power 5. Just tell me in terms of negative power. You should know the link between your negative and the positive power, because without maths you can't go for physics. Your maths is the language of physics, dear. Like other languages you are having English and Hindi, so maths is the language for your physics. 6 to the power 5 I want in negative power. Really good. Devi Saini has given the answer now. So you got the idea, dear. Really good. 1 upon 6 to the power minus 5. We don't have any right to change the base. We can only change the power, plus to minus, minus to plus, by taking 1 upon and all. So I hope this part is clear to each and everyone. So here 1 dyne is equal to 10 to the power minus 5 Newton, and 1 Newton is equal to 10 to the power 5 dyne. Now after this part, you all know there are very terms are very important terms are there, in which you are knowing the units also. Like here Nikhil Meena, ma'am, sorry Dev Saini, I thought you are Devi. Okay, sorry dear Dev. Okay dear, because as you all are new to me, that's why this mistake is happening. So sorry for that. So Dev, now next part, dear, like what is the SI unit for speed? Just tell me, any one of you. What is the SI unit for speed? What is the SI unit for speed? Meter per second. Prerna has given the answer. Meter per second. Now in this class you will have now the clear idea about the fundamental and the derived unit. So look at here carefully. I told you that the SI unit of force is Newton. The SI unit of force is Newton. But if I want the SI unit Newton, simply I have written Newton. But you know force is a derived unit. We are only having 7 fundamental units are there. There are only 7 fundamental units. What are the 7 fundamental units? We are having 7 fundamental units. So that day Anushri was having the confusion. So now Anushri, just tell me, what were the 7 fundamental units which you have read in class 6? Quickly. Mass. Then just tell me, any one of you. There are 7 fundamental units. Mass. After that, time. Then again tell me temperature. Then time, temperature over length. Then length over speed is not the fundamental unit. Amount of a substance, mole, good. Your friend has given the answer. Amount of a substance. Then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over 2 more are left. Electric current. Alok is giving the answer. Electric current. And 1 more is left. Last one. Last one is, any one of you, last one, luminous intensity. Someone has given the answer. Luminous intensity. Good. Dev has written the answer also. So here last one is your luminous intensity. So in the 7 fundamental unit, thus anywhere you are seeing your force in the 7 fundamental unit, anywhere thus force you are seeing, कहीं भी आपको force दिखाई दिया बेटा? Here length, mass we are having kg. Mass unit is kg, time second, temperature Kelvin, length meter, amount of substance mole, your electric current your ampere, luminous intensity is candela. You people will be committing mistake in this too. Amount of substance mole, and here luminous intensity candela. So in the particular 7 fundamental units, thus you have seen your force. You have seen force anywhere, dear? You have seen force? No, ma'am. So here, so it means what? Force is the derived quantity, derived unit. Force is not the fundamental unit. Force is a derived unit. That's why now my question is that I want this derived unit force in terms of fundamental unit. Whatever unit of force I am having Newton, that Newton I want in the fundamental form. I want to change this derived unit in the form of your fundamental units. So how I will be doing it? So first write down the 7 fundamental units. Just a recap of the previous knowledge. Quickly write down 7 fundamental units and mention over there whether written or not. Write down 7 fundamental units and then we will be going for how to, yes, Anushri others has given the answer also. 1 Newton is equal to 1 kg 1 meter per second square. So good. So that part only we will be discussing. This part are very important. Listen Mrinal, this part in class 11th mein aata hai, I know, no doubt, but little bit part is required, and after this part only we have to deal both the things, little bit higher and your class. Till your class part, everywhere in the activity they have mentioned you that your force is push and pull. After that they have mentioned you that regarding that it has magnitude and direction. That part already I have covered. So that's why we are going for a little bit advanced, not up to 11 class level. These are in class 9th only. So if you are having problem, then I will be switching back to your normal class routine. So just mention there, if you don't want such things, I won't be teaching you. Simply I will be teaching you that tug of war. वहाँ से वो खींचेगा, यहाँ से मैं खींचूंगी. Your force and that force part will be over. So here, if this part written, just mention over there. Okay dear. So others are telling that you can continue. So here, this Newton, at least you should have some basic ideas. If someone will be asking you, what answer you will give? So here, 1 Newton is equal to, means actually Newton is equal to, this Newton is equal to kg meter per second square. You have to keep this thing in mind. If someone will be asking you that, here 1 Newton, simply Newton represent what? In Newton we have given in respect of Sir Isaac Newton, the name is given to you. But Newton in terms of fundamental unit, it represent what? You should have the idea. So Newton represent kg meter per second square. This can be written as kg meter or s to the power minus 2. S to the power minus 2 is known to us, is per, how to read out it? Per second square. It is written as per second square. So here kg meter per second square. Now just tell me, kilogram. Kilogram is the fundamental unit or not? Force, Newton is the derived unit. But here Newton I have written in the form of kg meter per second square. So kg is the unit of fundamental unit mass and meter is the unit of length and second is the unit of time, and mass, length and time, they all are what? Your fundamental unit or the derived unit. Mass, length and time are fundamental unit or your derived unit. Mass, length and time, fundamental. Prisha has given the answer, so really good. So how we have changed the derived unit to the fundamental unit. So up to this part only we will be discussing in class 8 and further details will be discussed in class 11th and 12th year. So till that part we are not going, but this is the basic concept which I expect from my students that they should give the answer. Now, so this part is over, that Newton equal to kilogram, kg meter per second square. So the unit part, so in the unit part, if anyone is having any doubt, you just mention over it. In the unit part, if anyone is having any doubt, you kindly mention there, so that we can go for further part which is given in class 8. Ma'am, because pressure is exerted in all the directions, that is why it is a scalar quantity. Prerna, you have given the answer, no doubt, good beta, but I want that you all go through different books and all. You search, you ask doubt from yourself, your parents and all, discuss the things, and then tomorrow in the next class, I will be asking again why you are giving this answer, why not. Here, ma'am, can you give example of derived unit to be converted in? Okay, Alok want one more question, that ma'am, we want one more question, that derived part we want to convert into the fundamental part. Now, suppose I will be asking you, the pressure part concept is clear to you? Pressure, you know, pressure is equal to force per unit area. The detailed part I will discuss in the next class. Others, घबराना नहीं बेटा. You have the confidence in your teacher. हम एक्स्ट्रा पढ़ाएंगे, बट आई एम हैविंग द फेथ कि मैं आपको वो चीज़ समझा सकूँ, है ना. तो बिल्कुल नहीं घबराना है. आई एम देयर विथ यू. Here, as Alok told that, madam, we want one more example in which we want to convert or derive into your fundamental unit. So let us take the example of pressure. So for pressure here, I am giving you one hint that pressure equal to force per unit area. Now, force, the SI unit of force is Newton. The SI unit of force is Newton and area is meter square. So here density part we will see, Anushree, density also we will see dear, don't worry. So let us focus on the pressure part. So pressure equal to force upon area, Newton upon meter square. But does Newton was the fundamental unit? Thus Newton was the fundamental unit? Quickly, yes or no? Just now I told you. No, Aditya Sharma, really good. So Alok, now you just come. You can't come here, sorry for that. So you just reply the answer in chat only. That here your force is Newton and area is meter square. Just now I told you Newton in terms of kg, meter and second. What is Newton? It is kg meter per second square, second to the power minus 2, then whole divide by meter square. Can I write down the second step? Can I write down the second step here? That Newton I am writing kg meter per second square whole divide by meter square. Alok is saying yes ma'am. Now beta 1 meter and meter square. Meter square means meter into meter. Or suppose you are having confusion, then we won't be cancelling here. Leave it. Up to this part, I think that it is clear to you. Kg meter per second square divided by meter square. So here kg meter per second square. Meter square is meter multiplied by meter. So 1 meter both get cancelled. 1 meter both get cancelled. So I can write down that kg. Now 1 meter is in the after the division part. In the denominator I am having the meter. In the denominator I am having the meter. So I can write down here that it is meter to the power minus 1. Can I write down or not? 1 meter cancel. Simple maths of class 6-7 level. Don't घबराना नहीं बेटा, है ना. Just देखो kg लिखा, meter लिखा, per second square लिखा, and here meter into meter, meter both get cancelled. So here kg का kg लिख दिया. 1 meter is in the denominator. So here meter के power कुछ नहीं, मतलब 1 power है. 1 power मतलब meter to the power minus 1 and here second to the power minus 2. Look at here, from here to here. So pressure, which is also a derived quantity, and here we have written it as kg meter to the power minus 1 second to the power minus 2, or you can write down that kg per meter per second square. Kg per meter per second square. Navya will give some examples, the numericals and all. But first, let us go for the theoretical part, beta. Whatever given in your book, we have to go for that. And then for the extra things we are having. Dev, ma'am, not understood. Dev, kg, meter, per second square is clear. Just Newton part. Just the here Newton written. Newton only I have changed into the fundamental part. Kg, meter, per second square. Area is having the unit of meter square. Meter square I have written as meter multiplied by meter. 1 meter cancel. Denominator we are having meter. So here kg को kg लिख दिया. नीचे में मीटर था, एक ही मीटर था पावर में, तो वो माइनस पावर 1 हो गया. और सेकंड को तो मैंने छुआ भी नहीं था बेटा, तो सेकंड को मैंने सेकंड टू द पावर -2 आई हैव रिटन. सो हियर द प्रेशर इन टर्म्स ऑफ फंडामेंटल यूनिट्स, प्रेशर इन टर्म्स ऑफ फंडामेंटल यूनिट इज kg per meter per second square. So they have kindly mentioned there whether now the idea is clear to you or not. That s to the power -2 is for per second square. Per second square dear, because you will be going in the higher classes regarding force. Force equal to mass into acceleration. Acceleration part these are in class 9 dear. If again I will be going for that, so it will be a lengthy class. I have to cover all the part of class 9. So I don't want to go for that part. So time being in class 8, just you have the concept that the particular part force Newton in terms of this fundamental unit is kg meter per second square, and after that you can solve this part. Now, so this part is clear. So Alok, now it is clear to you. I have given one example also. So now just mention there, they have understood ma'am. Vilina, Nikhil, Prisha, Daksh, okay Alok, good. Now next part. Now again coming to the main level of class 8. Now suppose we are having a match, a tug of war. We are having a tug of war between the boys and the girls. You have seen tug of war? एक लंबा सा रस्सी रहता है, उस रस्सी को कुछ लोग उधर खींच रहे होते हैं और कुछ लोग इधर खींच रहे होते हैं. ठीक है बेटा, इन नॉर्मल लैंग्वेज. बट सेम टग ऑफ वार इन टर्म्स ऑफ फिजिक्स, हाउ आई विल बी टेलिंग. लुक एट हियर. Suppose here we are having a knot is there and one rope is going this side and one rope is going this side. Here we are having the boys and this side we are having the girls of entire class A, B and C. The whole class is boys one side and girls one side. Here the boys are applying a force of 10. Now just tell me quickly. Here I have done one mistake over here. Boys are applying a force of 10. Girls are also applying force of 10. If simply your teacher is writing that a force of 10 is sufficient for you, or I have to mention the unit. This 10 is what? 10 rupees, 10 kilometer, 10 what? You have to mention the unit also, Newton. So all are writing Newton, good. So here boys are applying a force of 10 Newton in this side and girls are applying a force of 10 Newton on this side. कुछ लोग इधर से खींच रहे हैं, कुछ लोग उधर से खींच रहे हैं. So what will be the result? Aditya has told zero displacement madam. Net force is 0. All are giving so beautifully the answers and all. Your class is really good dear. All are giving the answer. Here if suppose this boys side 10 Newton and girls side also 10 Newton. Here equal forces are applied but in the different opposite direction. Equal forces in the opposite direction. So the net force will be 0. All has given the answer. So good. So here first case, first example part. When equal forces, you have to mention this part in your notebook. When equal forces acts in the opposite direction, When equal forces act, forces is there to act. So when equal forces act in the opposite direction, then the net force as you people told is 0. The net force is 0. Ma'am, we divide the both side forces to get the net force. That part Alok and others think I'll be discussing dear. Now just go by one whatever we are discussing. That part only you just focus it. Again we will be discussing. So here 10 Newton by boys of class 8 and 10 Newton by girls of 8. So both will cancel each other. There will be no displacement. Thus the object will be in the state of motion. Suppose it is in rest. Can the object, by applying equal forces on both the side, by applying equal forces, like example, here I am having the duster, and I am applying 10 Newton this side and 10 Newton this side. Equal forces I am applying on both the sides. So thus the object will move. No, there will be no motion in the particular object. There will be no motion in the particular object. So this is the case when equal and opposite forces are acting on an object. They can't change the state of rest or motion over here. So here the net force is 0. Now, so quickly write down the first example. These part are of your class 8 only dear. So you have to mention it. First one over, then we will be going for the second one. So quickly write down the first one dear. Equal and opposite forces. Here they are cancelling each other. The net force will be your 0. Here Parihamdra, what name? Crystal clear, you know, in crystal also we are having some defect. If the things are crystal clear to you, you can ask your chemistry teachers. There are defects in crystal also. So done? Okay dear. Now second point, look at here. Now what happened? Nowadays girls and boys both are equal. We are not treating them differently. So what happened here? Now the girls side, in the tug of war, what happened here? The girls are applying their whole energy, their whole entire force they are applying. This is the girls side and the boys side. Girls पूरा force लगा के रखी है अपना जोर से एकदम कि नहीं बस इतना force लगा है कि आपका 20 न्यूटन हो गया बेटा आपका, ठीक है? And here the force is now 10 Newton by the boys side. So what will be the result? Now here 20 Newton force. Now girls क्या किया उन्होंने बेटा क्लास 9 की दीदियों को, they called the elders seniors from higher classes, 9th class से दीदियों को बुला के ले आई वो, and just एक साथ मिलके सब खींच रहे हैं. So now girls are applying a force of 20 Newton in this direction and the boys are applying a force of 10 Newton on the particular direction. So what will be the result? All has written 10 Newton, right, 10 Newton towards the girls. So what will happen? Since the force here from the girls side is very very high, more as compared to the boys side, all the boys वो सब girls की इधर आ जाएंगी आपके, ठीक है बेटा, and the girls will win, ठीक है. Now look at carefully here. So in your book they have mentioned you two things, that when forces, ध्यान सुनना, when forces they act along the same direction, when the forces act along the same direction, then the resultant force, the overall force, the resultant force will be what? Tell me quickly. Means suppose here 10 Newton or here also starting we are having 10 Newton. These girls, they are very very clever. So what they did, they called the seniors from class 9th and 11th, all higher classes, and they included their force here also. Means here earlier we are having 10 Newton, we are having a force of 10 Newton by the girls of 8B, and again extra suppose 5 Newton force from the seniors. From the seniors they got extra 5 Newton force in the same direction. So what will be this force? We are not talking about the boys side. We're not talking about the boys side now. We're talking about the girls side. Girls earlier were having 10 Newton force in this direction. Extra 5 added in the same direction. So what will be the resultant? All has given the answer. Really good. Good. Just see, you all are very smart, dear. You all are giving the answer. Means your level is very, very high, and you have to train your mind in that only. A class 8 student should know the concept of science and maths of till class 10th. If you know the concept of class 10th, then only you will be going for your higher Olympiads and all. Otherwise, no use. There are many students in the class. For them, this part is not required. For them also I am telling you, like force, only push and pull required. It has magnitude and direction part required. That is for normal students and all. Here also, for the normal student of the class, they will be writing that when we are having force in the same direction, force acting in the same direction are added up. In normal language, for class 8 student, force acting in the same direction are added. And that same example for other student I have given in the form of values. 10 Newton plus 5 Newton. So now the resultant is 15 Newton. So write down the second point that. So write down the second point. You don't get afraid. The concept are of class 8 only. Only the examples part is different. And maybe as the physics teachers are taking your classes for the first time, you will be knowing little bit extra, dear. Okay, don't worry for that. We will be trying our best कि आपको आपके क्लास के हिसाब से समझाया जाए. बट कुछ चीज़ें बताना बहुत ज़रूरी है बेटा. अदरवाइज कोई यूज़ नहीं है पढ़ने का. सिंपल एनसीईआरटी बुक इज़ ओपन टू ऑल. आप बुक देखो, पढ़ो, काफ़ी है. फिर क्या ज़रूरत है टीचर्स का आपका? यू आर गिविंग योर टाइम. इतना घंटा वीडियो देखते हो आप, कुछ तो एक्स्ट्रा मिलना चाहिए ना आपको, वरना क्या फ़ायदा पढ़ाने का. सो हियर, सो सेकेंड पॉइंट यू राइट डाउन दैट forces acting in the same direction. Like normal language में simple सा लिखा मैंने, forces acting in the same direction. ये सब NCERT का पार्ट है. Forces acting in the same direction are added. This part is given in NCERT, and further I have given you few examples. Just I have given you few examples, nothing else I have done. So here forces acting in the same direction are added. So what will be the next part? What will be the next statement? Forces acting in the opposite direction are what? Subtracted or added? Here like forces acting in the same direction are added. So but here forces acting totally opposite will be subtracted, but in higher classes will be going for ki suppose they are acting at a particular angle, then how to go and all this part in higher classes. For your level only these two parts are required. First is added, forces acting exactly opposite. Like two forces here acting exactly opposite to each other. Opposite to each other, then they will be subtracted. They will be subtracted. Just kindly in the comment you mention that whether this part is visible or not. Just mention that whether this part is visible or not. Forces acting exactly, I have used the word exactly opposite to each other, then they will be subtracted. There are different cases where we can't go for subtraction only here. There are different cases are there which will be going for the in higher classes. So till your class level here in NCERT they have given you the examples that forces acting in the same directions are added, in the different direction they are subtracted. Now here one more condition arises. Here one more condition is that suppose two and more forces is acting on a particular object. and the resultant of force is equal to 0. If two and more forces they are acting on an object and their resultant means their overall value is 0, then the net force is 0. The net force is 0 means it can't change the state of rest or motion of an object. Now further about state of rest and state of motion, that part we will be discussing in the next classes dear. Already time is over. So here only up to this part regarding the unit part and regarding the direction part, only this part you have to see, nothing else. So today's class just we have discussed this part only dear. Hope you will be liking the class. So thank you all for watching the videos, like others may be sleeping in the class, hardly they are attentive. So thank you for that. Thank you.